Ever get the feeling that the more things change, the more they stay the same?
Mm.
Like we're still wrestling with the same questions about money and happiness and what we owe to each other
Yeah,
that people have been asking for centuries.
absolutely.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into some of those questions
Okay.
using Ecclesiastes Chapter 5 as our guide.
Sounds good.
It's part of the Hebrew Bible,
Mm-hmm.
known for its wisdom literature and its philosophical take on life's big questions.
Right.
So get ready for some thought-provoking ideas about wealth satisfaction
Okay.
and social responsibility that might just surprise you.
Well, one of the things that always strikes me about Ecclesiastes is its honesty.
Yeah.
It doesn't shy away from tough questions about human nature or society.
Yeah, and it doesn't offer any easy answers either.
Yeah.
Like when it says, if you see oppression of the poor and perversion of justice, do not be amazed, for one official is watched by a higher one, and there are higher ones over them.
It's like saying don't expect God to simply fix all of society's problems. We have a responsibility to address these issues ourselves.
Exactly. Like we can't just sit around waiting for some divine intervention.
Right.
We have to take action and hold each other accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of tough questions, what about this one? Whoever loves money never has enough money. This too is meaningless. It's like a universal truth, isn't it?
It is.
This insatiable desire for more, even when we have plenty.
Yeah, and that word meaningless in Ecclesiastes,
Right.
it refers to something that lacks lasting purpose or significance.
Right.
It's this idea of chasing after things that ultimately leave us empty.
Yeah, like today we might call it the hedonic treadmill.
Exactly.
Always running and running, but never really getting anywhere.
That's a good way to put it.
And it makes me wonder if all this striving actually costs us something valuable.
What do you mean?
Well, Ecclesiastes compares the sleep of a laborer to that of a wealthy person.
Oh, yeah.
It says, the sleep of a laborer is sweet, but as for the rich, their abundance permits them no sleep. I know I've had plenty of nights lying awake worrying about bills or investments,
Yeah.
but I also remember times when I had much less and slept like a baby.
That's a good point.
So could it be that constantly worrying about what we have or don't have actually steals our peace of mind?
I think that's a real possibility.
Yeah.
The text seems to suggest that the pressure to maintain and grow one's wealth can create a lot of anxiety and stress and fear of loss that can overshadow the material comfort.
Yeah, and now for the really interesting part, some scholars believe that Ecclesiastes Chapter 5 might actually reflect on King Solomon's own personal regrets.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he was known for his wealth
Yeah.
and wisdom.
He was.
But there's this passage where he talks about wealth lost through misfortune, leaving nothing for children to inherit. It almost sounds like he's looking back and wondering if he focused too much on accumulating riches
Yeah.
and not enough on things like relationships or leaving a different kind of legacy.
That's a powerful thought.
It is.
Makes you think about what we truly want to pass on to future generations.
Yeah, is it a big bank account or something more intangible like values,
Right.
kindness, compassion, things like that?
Because a legacy built on material wealth alone can easily disappear.
It can.
But a legacy built on wisdom and love has a chance to endure.
Okay, so let's step back for a minute and consider what we've talked about today.
Okay.
We've explored this idea that true satisfaction can't be bought,
Right.
that we have a responsibility to build a more just world, and that constantly chasing after wealth might actually come at a cost.
Yeah. And I think if there's one thing to take away from Ecclesiastes,
Yeah.
it's that wealth in and of itself is not the problem. It's how we use it that matters.
Absolutely. It's a tool that can be used for good or bad.
Exactly.
So the question for each of us is, how are we using our resources, both material and otherwise, to build a life of meaning and purpose?
Right.
How are we contributing to a better world for everyone?
That's the challenge Ecclesiastes leaves us with.
It is. To think beyond ourselves and our own desires.
And to build a legacy that goes beyond just money.
Exactly.
Okay, that's our deep dive for today.
Sounds good.
Join us next time for another exploration of ancient wisdom for modern living.
Looking forward to it.
Until then, keep those questions coming.
Take care.
And remember, the pursuit of true wealth starts with asking the right questions.
Bye.
Bye!